Do they not then reflect on the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts? Surah Muhammad 47:24. Every verse in the Quran is a doorway to insight, if only we pause long enough to listen. How often do we rush through life without giving space to our inner self? How often do we hear the Quran but fail to feel it? True guidance begins with reflection, not blind following, not repetition, but thoughtful turning toward what your soul already knows to be true. Remember, true guidance begins with reflection, not with blind following, not with empty repetition, but through thoughtful turning towards what your soul already recognizes as truth. Today, we take a moment to reflect upon two verses from Surah Al-Anfāl, verses that speak deeply about patience, steadfastness, and inner strength. Why is patience so vital, and how can we cultivate it in moments of difficulty, tension, or uncertainty? As you listen, I invite you to pause with intention. Read the verses slowly. Let the meaning settle. Then, reflect deeply on what the Quran is calling you towards. Surah Al-Anfāl, Ayah 45. O you who have trusted, when you encounter a group or a force, then stand firm, and remember Allah abundantly so that you may succeed. Surah Al-Anfāl, Ayah 46. And obey Allah and His Messenger. Do not dispute with one another, lest you lose strength and your wind, your spirit, depart. And be steadfast. Indeed, Allah is with those who remain patient. These verses offer a profound framework for responding to adversity, be it in personal struggle, social conflict, or collective challenge. In Ayah 45, Allah begins by addressing those who have trusted, a reminder that true believers are those who place their confidence in Him. When facing any form of confrontation, be it emotional, mental, or even physical, we are commanded to stand firm, not to flee, not to waver, but to root ourselves with strength. And how do we anchor that strength? By remembering Allah abundantly. Because remembrance is not merely ritual, it is power. It centers the soul, it aligns the heart, and it awakens clarity in moments of chaos. Only with this foundation does Allah say, so that you may succeed. Then, in Ayah 46, the guidance becomes even more practical. Obey Allah and His Messenger. This sets the tone, discipline in divine instruction. But what comes next is strikingly human. Do not dispute with one another. Why? Because when we fall into argument and conflict among ourselves, especially in times of hardship, we lose strength. We become fragmented, divided, vulnerable. And when that happens, Allah warns, our wind or spirit, our momentum, our inner drive disappears. The remedy? Be steadfast. Remain patient. These are not passive qualities. They are active states of the soul. Patience in the Quranic sense, sabr, is not simply waiting. It is endurance with purpose. It is holding firm to truth when everything else feels uncertain. And above all, Allah reminds us, He is with those who remain patient, not just watching from afar, but with them, supporting them, strengthening them. In essence, these verses teach us, in trials, stand your ground. In conflict, guard your unity. In uncertainty, anchor yourself through remembrance. And always remain patient, for that is the path to divine companionship and true success. Take a moment to truly reflect on these verses. Ask yourself, what do I understand from them? How can these words shape my thinking, my responses, my way of life? Let the Quran be more than a book resting on a shelf. Let it become a living conversation with your heart, guiding your thoughts, calming your soul, and awakening your truth. Thank you for watching. I'm Musa Ibrahim, signing off. I'll see you in the next one with new verses, fresh insights, and deeper reflections.